Welcome to another brand new episode of Undisputed Anime. I'm your host, Zane Taicho, your captain of anime recommendations. As always, I'm joined by my fantastic co-host, Mr. Susu Day. How are you, good sir? This is an audio podcast as well.
This is the bonus content for those
those who subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch it. They'll get to see me do something anomalous with my hands.
As always, this is the fun anime podcast where we give you anime recommendations, manga recommendations, and we also like to talk about some anime news now and again. So make sure to lock it in here on Undisputed Anime. Catch-up time. It feels like it's been a while. What have you been up to? Playing a lot of video games, JRPGs? Hit me with it.
I am replaying all of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
But like 100% completion, like all achievements, all trophies. And I'm just about to get to Chain of Memories, and I love Chain of Memories. I love the story of it. I love playing it on the Game Boy Advance. I started playing it on the remaster last year, and it does not feel good like the Game Boy Advance. I think the combat system is a bit too. The combat system was made for a Game Boy Advance. It wasn't made for like a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Yeah, because it was all card based, wasn't it? Like it,
card
the
based and like side, like kind of side scrolling kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't side scrolling, but it was like kind of like set. It was beautifully like drawn game where it's like it kind of like a mixture, like a hybrid of like 3D and 2D. It was like really nice. So yeah, I don't think that the combat system translates amazingly. But I am determined to get through it, and
yeah. What were your thoughts on the Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary? That was only like a week ago now, isn't it? Ago?
Yeah. I mean, I've forever wanted a remaster of Crisis Core. And, now we're getting that.
Tell me about it.
Ever Crisis looks like a fun, like easy stepping stone for people to like view the entire story without having to. It looks like it's gonna be. You know what they did for Final Fantasy 15?
Yes,
where they had like the mobile game, which was like kind of like the story light.
Yeah, the chibi sort of version.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be like that. It'll probably be a good entry point for people who have like maybe wanted to play or have started by playing the remake, and it's kind of like, okay, I want to experience it, but I don't want to sit through this old PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, as well as like the mobile version of the Turks, and then of course the Cerberus that's on a PS2. Yeah, there's games
a lot of
all
titles,
over.
so it'll be good. It'll be great to be able to experience the story all in one place, especially as it's obviously become clear to a lot of people. Hopefully not a massive negative because of how good the first game was, but like the remakes are not going to be like a 1-for-1 of the original game. So
exciting though. I'm excited to see.
And the trailer, what we did get was amazing. Like what we did see looks great. So really excited about that.
Yes. Oh yes, I'm excited. Hey, if you've enjoyed us talking about JRPGs, let us know in the comments down below. If you want us to talk more about them, hey, let us know.
I could talk for hours about JRPGs. So if you want an episode about favorite JRPGs, I can bring it.
Or a tier list.
Oh, don't make me tier list JRPGs because I might just end up like calling in sick.
That could be controversial as well.
Yeah. Our discerning Western tastes in Japanese culture. It's everyone wants to hear our opinions, don't they?
Yeah, here we go. That's true. Super. So I guess before we jump into the main discussion of, our top picks to see this summer, we're going to hit you with some Oi Josuke, which is our new segment. But just before our new segment, we're going to let our sponsors of this video, of this podcast, have their moment. So here is our sponsors, Surfshark VPN. Now, before we get on with the rest of the news, I'd like to say a big thank you to this episode's sponsor, Surfshark VPN, which you can get 83% off and 3 months free if you go to surfshark.deals/undisputedanime and enter in the promo code undisputedanime, all one word. Surfshark VPN lets you trick your device into thinking it's in a different country, which opens up a whole world of content libraries. If you're in the UK, you could watch Japan Netflix, which will give you a far bigger selection of animes. If you're outside the UK, you could watch BBC iPlayer. And if you're in the US, you can finally get access back to the old WWE network. We've all been using Surfshark here at Undisputed Anime for a while, and it's our official VPN. And it doesn't just give you access to all the animes, it also secures your networks by encrypting internet traffic, keeping your location and download history private. Like my collection of shoujo mangas, which must be protected at all costs. My favourite feature for this is that Surfshark knows when my phone leaves a trusted connection, like my home or work internet, and it immediately turns on to prevent this interference. It's like having a JoJo stand for your phone. To sign up to Surfshark today, by using our link in the video description below, surfshark.deals/undisputedanime, which you can get 83% off and 3 months free if you go to surfshark.deals/undisputedanime and enter in the promo code undisputedanime. We really appreciate it if you at least check them out, as they've been great company and we love working with them. Support Undisputed Anime and support your internet privacy with Surfshark. So thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. So let's get into some Oi Josuke. Let's get into some news, why don't we?
Give me that hot anime manga news. Give it.
Yo, Josuke! Gakko ikoze!
Yes, that hot anime news. I guess something that we haven't really spoken about actually here on the podcast. We talked about it over at Undisputed Nerds, our sister podcast channel, which they talk about sort of comic book and movies and stuff. But over here, the One Punch Man live action movie announcement. Did you see this?
I hadn't, no. Usually,
No?
I rely on a very certain channel for my information. So if it wasn't, if I missed it, then that's on me. I'm not going to blame anyone. It was no doubt me being too busy playing Kingdom Hearts.
This was crazy because it was announced not only will Sony produce a live action adaptation of One Punch Man, but it will also have a director, which is Justin Lin, who directed all of the a majority of the Fast and Furious movies, and most recently walked away from Fast and Furious 11.
Well, now.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's got the makings to be pretty fun. So
yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, it's unrelated to some degree because director's different, right? It's a different thing. But as I was saying to you and some others, I really feel like I've watched like the Black Adam trailer a couple of times, and it's got real big like One Punch enemy world energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels
overpowered.
Yeah, it really feels like that's the kind of thing. And like in that trailer as well, you obviously have that. I don't know if he's like some sort of vigilante or a hero or a villain, but that guy confronts Black Adam, and he looks like this Hawkeye mother, and he just gets like battered away, and he strikes me as a lower ranking hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, it'd be interesting because it's another sort of it's another superhero spin on things. Like, we live in a day and age where and this is something that was similarly mentioned on the other podcast. So we live in a day and age where you have your Umbrella Academies, your boys, you know, all these other sort of variations on superhero takes. One Punch Man is a fantastic spin on the genre. Of course, it's a live action, so I'm a little bit hesitant. Here's the West again trying to swing at another live action adaptation.
See, I think that the idea that I think that we've been getting a lot of hits and misses with Netflix lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think, Sony at its heart has Japanese roots.
100%.
So I'd like to hope that it's not going to be completely dominated by the West. I don't want it completely westernized.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There was a lot on Twitter of fan casting for this, and you can imagine a lot of the fan casting were bold actors that have already appeared in the Fast and Furious franchise, aka Vin Diesel, The Rock, and Jason Statham.
None of them are they're all too intense. Saitama needs to be a really
loose kind of mellow sort of.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. James McAvoy. He's got he's got to have that bold young Xavier kind of look about him. Because that's the thing about Saitama. Saitama, he looks weedy until he's he's gets serious. His outfit is it's a bodysuit, but it's it's not skin tight until he's animated to be serious.
Exactly.
So you don't see any muscles or anything. It's just a baggy pair of pajamas.
That's true. Yeah. I guess I thought maybe a Ryan Gosling, but that might be too expensive.
Too handsome.
Yeah, too handsome maybe.
He's the everyman.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of imagining maybe someone like a Jake Gyllenhaal or Ryan Reynolds, because they can carry off comedy really well.
Oh, and then noticing you said that, I found a picture of someone who had done Ryan Reynolds. Let me share that with you. You can determine whether that's shareable on the podcast.
Let's have a look.
In fact, I can see it now. I'm looking at this picture.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 I can. Yeah, you're right. I can see it. I mean, it's a very young Ryan Reynolds in this photo.
Yeah, true. But isn't movie magic wonderful?
It's true. That's true. But yeah, I am interested to see what they do and what sort of stories they adapt as well. Is it just going to be a straight adaptation from the first anime series? That's what kind of crosses my mind.
Or will they just completely do their own thing? Will they just make their own plot as they are so want to do?
Yeah, because it's Morbin time at Sony.
It's Morbin time. Can we get the guitars coming in?
Other news. Tokyo Revengers Season 2 is scheduled for January 2023, which I'm really excited for. I know that, Tokyo Revengers has been a hot commodity in recent times.
Certainly very popular.
Very, very popular. We've also got announced that My Hero Academia Season 6 is confirmed for October 2022 this year.
Very, very, very excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people are, because I know that there was disappointment with the villains arc, which is a shame because the villains arc is actually quite good. I just think that people want for heroes. They don't want to get attached to the villains, do they?
Well, it's from my experience, they cut a lot of the villain stuff out.
Truth.
And that was the problem. They just kind of jumped straight into the fight almost. Like a lot of the narration from, it's not Knives. You know the lizard guy?
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about, but I completely blanked on his name also, so don't ask me.
But a lot of his like internal monologue and like his whole sort of development during that time is just completely cut out and stuff, which is a shame. And yeah, they just kind of jump into the twice stuff and everything else really. So yeah, that was just one of those things that it felt like they cut it either for production reasons because they were obviously doing the movie at the same time, or they needed to set up more in the anime for the movie, maybe. But yeah, maybe. But yeah, season 6 hopefully will turn that sail and be a lot more,
yeah,
a lot more of everything. Fights.
Well, we're gonna get to see a lot more of some like fan favorite heroes.
Yeah.
In this. What I mean by that, who knows? But we will see some. We'll see some favorites getting back in the fray. So.
Talking of a lot more, we'll be getting a lot more record of Ragnarok. Season 2 will be released in 2023. I'm really surprised that this was getting a second series.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet, but you talked of it, and you talked of it quite. I wouldn't say you talked of it like you bigged it up. You said talked of it quite highly, but you said it was good. You said you enjoyed it when you watched it because I think you said that it was like there was something very Fate Stay Night about it, or like Fate about it. It was like kind of like, hit like all like the gods coming to fight, wasn't it? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, it is fundamentally it's an anime tournament. It's like the anime tournament arc of every anime you've ever seen. The only downside to it is that the animation just didn't deliver for what is a very battle heavy manga series, anime series. So it is a shame, and there's some really cool concepts in there as well, and some really cool ideas about these legendary warriors and how they react and fight and stuff. Like, one of those sort of controversial moments is that you had Adam, as in Adam and Eve, take on the god Zeus, and it's kind of like they're both overpowered. Adam's the pinnacle of like the human race sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
But Zeus is Zeus.
But Zeus is Zeus. But the way it's animated, like some parts of the fight, it felt like a PowerPoint presentation. Like it's just like next slide, if you know what I mean. Like you see, it just sadly didn't deliver in the same way. Like as you say, a Fate Stay Night, its animation is, almost movie quality. Yeah,
the tops.
Absolutely delicious, gorgeous on the eyes. I'm going to round this up quickly with some others. So Chainsaw Man, the second part of the manga, is coming back on July 13th this summer, which is exciting.
What are they going to
Very
do?
exciting.
What are they going to do? I don't know what they're going to do. It ended so climatically. Part one ended like really with a bang. I don't understand. I don't know where it's going to go.
I think they're just going to capitalize on that synergy from when the anime drops as well, because I can only imagine as soon as the anime drops, the manga's going to be in high demand tenfold.
It's already a nightmare trying to get a hold of a copy of Chainsaw Man. Like,
absolutely,
so
absolutely.
Don't add fuel to that fire.
What else was I going to say? Tomorrow is the last episode of Spy Family. There we go. We're going to date this podcast. Susude is shedding a single tear right now. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, it's okay. It's okay, mate.
It's clearly gonna it's clearly gonna get a second season. It's like it's been too hype and too popular to not.
Yeah, absolutely. It's smashed so many records in just this season alone. It's incredible. But we've got the summer to look forward to now. We've got a whole new lineup of anime and stuff to kind of watch and look forward to. Should we jump into it?
Absolutely.
Oh man. Where do we begin? I'm going to get an obvious one out of the way. The Devil is a Part-Time Worker Season 2.
Yes, a reverse isekai.
A reverse isekai. This podcast should sometimes be called the
Isekai podcast.
Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2. I'm excited for this. Start date is the 14th of July. But it's been such a long time since season 1.
You have to do a rewatch.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. But I mean, it's been rated as probably the most popular already of this summer. I imagine like a lot of people have already got this on their watch list ready.
Really? So I say this as someone who's not watched it. I think that the premise of it never really grabbed me enough to actually get me to start watching. Is it really like so hype? Are people that excited for it?
Yeah, like on this site I'm using, it's number 1 most popular summer 2022.
Really?
It's ranked 9th of most popular of 2022.
I'm gonna add that to my watch list.
Yeah.
Just so that I can give it a go, because I mean I don't want to experience another God of War situation where I put it off for years and then realize it's one of the best gaming experiences I've had in years. So
agreed there, my friend. Agreed.
So yeah, jeez. Well, look forward to it, guys. Look forward to season 2.
Do you want to hear what number 2 is?
Go on.
It's Rent a Girlfriend.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Season 2.
No, I don't have anything I don't have a comment really about it. It just doesn't surprise me at all that Rent a Girlfriend is like so popular.
Yeah. Yes. How about you? What have you got on your list?
What have I got on my list? Well, I recently found out that Ruby is getting an actual anime, which I'm very excited about. So, but I was disappointed to find out that it looks like it's... Well, I don't know. It's down as a new season, but part of me thinks that it might not be a continuation of what just happened in the previous season.
Oh?
So, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But is it going to be a continuation? I should really do my research, but that's not in my agenda, to be honest. So, but yes, I'm really excited about Ruby. I rave about it to you and our other friend a lot. I really love the idea of this like grim fairy tale like world, and I love that somehow they find to make every single weapon also a gun, which is pretty fun, pretty neat, I think.
I've just looked it up. It's 12 episodes for this season.
Yes, maybe it is a continuation. If it is, I'll be very excited. Like I said, it ended on a cliffhanger.
So apparently the first 3 episodes received an advance release on Crunchyroll on June 24th. The regular broadcast starts on July the 3rd.
Oh my god, it is there.
So yeah. So if you've got Crunchyroll, make sure to add this to your watch list.
Okay.
Because 3 episodes sound like they're already up and running.
I need to watch that today. So yeah, that's my first pick. What's your next one?
My next one, it probably goes without mentioning. Probably Overlord. It's going to make its way on my list. I enjoyed the first series. I mean, this is the 4th series, I believe, from memory. I'm just fact checking myself right now. I'm pretty sure it's
always good
the 4th
to do
season.
Some fact checking.
So yeah, it will no doubt make it onto my list. It feels like, again, it's always had a great premise and such. Of course, it's another isekai, but why not? If I'm going to jump into a load of this is going to be the summer of isekais, by the way.
It always is.
It is every summer. What are you talking about? I'm going to get out of the way as well. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in Dungeons? Season 4. Another little isekai I absolutely love, and yeah, starts on July 23rd. So it is going to be fun, and I always like the action in this. Yeah,
I agree. Well, I haven't watched. So you'll find often with me the problem is that because I read so much manga, I often don't pick up the animes because the animes are always like so far behind, and I'm like kind of like I want to stay in the moment. I want to stay. But the thing with Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is it's not had an update in a very long time. So it's kind of like, maybe I should. Maybe now it is the time to pick up that property.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not sure the movie's that great, neither. Just my hot take, whilst we're on the subject, because I've tried to watch it.
Here, guys. You heard it here.
I've tried to watch it twice now. I've tried to watch it twice now, and just I don't know what it is. I just can't hold my attention. So, but
fair.
I enjoy the series, so let's see where it goes. But I've rabbited on way too long. It is your turn, my friend. What is next on your list?
So if you know me, which you do, these guys,
I do.
They do not. But me, like yourself, like a good kaiju property, like a story with giant monsters, giant beasts.
Yeah,
and there is a little title called KJ File, which will be coming out shortly.
Yeah.
Which is set in a kaiju-filled world, and I'm quite interested to see what they do with it. I'd love to see a different take on it than just than just kaijus appear and you either other kaijus appear to fight them or humanity builds giant robots to fight them. I'd love to see a different take on it.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I don't have a lot to say about it because I don't know a lot about it. I just know the premise, and the premise to me seems great. So
Yeah, the story is set in a world where unique kaiju suddenly begin to appear in various places around the world. Members of the United States Nations Monsters Observatory will explore a world where kaijus with great powers and humankind live together. Yeah, it sounds really cool. Start date 10th of July. Uh, no mention of how many episodes, but yeah, that sounds cool actually.
Yeah.
Almost like a weird sort of documentary style, I guess, on like
Yeah. I think what I'm interested in these days, like I still like watching the usual like cookie cutter like stuff we get. It's always like lots of fun to watch. But I think that as I'm getting older, I'm on the lookout for more kind of like more things that I haven't heard a ton about. You know, I don't wanna like be so I don't want to be so mainstream.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Yeah, you got to look for those hidden gems, haven't you?
Exactly that. We've also got like a ton of OVAs and movies that are coming out in this period as well, which is probably like worth mentioning. So, for example, we've got. Of course, we've got One Piece Red that will be coming out in the summer. We've got the Sword Art Online Progressive. CC Day is very happy.
Let's do it. Let's call up that one other guy who was in the cinema with us and meet.
What else do we have? La 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 la.
There is a lot over summer this year. Like it's a big spread of stuff.
I feel like there's a spread, but I feel like there's no sort of like something that's head and shoulders above the rest, if you know what I mean. It feels kind of like a nice, because last season there was like some great anime, like your boy Kim Jong or whatever it was, but of course Spy Family was head and shoulders above like everything else. So it feels like a nice even playing field for once of like things you could just jump in, like Black Summoner.
Yeah, or Black Summoner. Would you believe it? I've read it. If I were to tell you that I had read an isekai title, would you believe me?
No.
It's pretty fun. It's another fantasy world with an OP main character, but sometimes that's what you want. There is actually another isekai coming out, which is I gained a second character class. I can't even remember the full title, but it's My Isekai Life, and it's about a guy who goes into an isekai world. He also becomes a summoner or a monster tamer, but he's only like a level 1, but his stats are like jacked. Like he can like use like the most powerful magics, and it doesn't like fail when he uses it. The magic goes off, but it like puts him into negative MP and stuff. And he's like god level strength, and he's like really laid back. It's another like fun little take on a like little manga. So I think that'll be one to give a look at.
That sounds cool though. Another movie I just remembered is coming out is Danchi. It's one of the Netflix original movies, which is being produced with Studio Colorado. It's coming up towards the end of the summer, so more close to September than, say, July. But yeah, another Netflix original movie. I'm a little bit excited for it as well, because I know Bubble had sort of mixed reactions, but I really enjoyed Bubble.
Well, that's it. Like Bubble was good, and it was beautiful. It was like a visual spectacle. I just think that the story they tried to tell was too much for the time that they had to tell it in. Like I came away feeling unsatisfied because there was a lot I didn't understand at the end.
Sure.
So it was not by no means bad, but I think that I am excited to continue to see what sort of anime is coming out.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I was gonna say, was it? We've also got to consider Cyberpunk.
Yes, Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
So
oh man, I'm so excited for this.
That's going to be visually very fun to watch, I think, because it's going to be such a different palette, I think. Compared to it.
10 episodes. Again, sort of closer to September. Studio Trigger. I mean, it's probably fair to say we are Trigger fanboys on this podcast. And
no, shut up.
Baka. But oh man, I can't wait for this.
Yeah,
I really can't wait.
It's gonna be fun. I think that CD Projekt Red needs a win.
They need that W.
They need a win. I know that they probably played only a small part in this anime because they obviously own the title, but the property, but they probably didn't play a lot into the actual like animation and stuff. But you know, I would love to see Cyberpunk have a win.
Yeah, definitely. Have you picked the game up yet? Out of interest? No.
I think that it was one of those games which I was very hyped about, and then everything happened with it, and every subsequent bad bit of news about the game made me feel less like picking it up. So I think it's good. Maybe it'll end up being another Anthem situation where I'll pick it up when I can get it for like £3 on eBay.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's on that new PlayStation Plus subscription.
That's what you know what, as you were speaking, I was actually thinking that because I just upgraded to that this morning. So maybe it will be.
Maybe.
If so, I will absolutely play once I'm finished with Kingdom Hearts in 2 years.
Something I know you're a big fan of is Orient.
Yes, Orient is very, very fun. I think the first season wasn't it wasn't the best anime that I've seen. But often, if an anime has a bad start, but it still gets a second season, often second season corrects a lot of those things. Same thing happened with to some degree of Magi, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think with Magi, the animation carried it, dare I say, at certain points.
Yeah.
What I'm really surprised about is like how many spin-offs are coming from this, because there's this second series as such, but I believe there's also going to be a spin-off for one of the captain characters in the show.
I don't know I don't recall his name, but I know exactly the character that it probably is.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm surprised that they're spinning off so many sort of things from this already, which I guess is great news for it, because once it does kind of, you know, have that second wind, I'm sure a lot more people will get involved and start picking it up and stuff.
Well, the thing is, the manga is great, and the second arc of the manga is absolutely bad. It's insane. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know when like battles just get like so big,
like Bleach 1000 Walk Arc. Oh, I said that wrong. 1000 Arc.
It's very much one of those situations where you've got like armies of people, like fighting a threat. So, and within those armies, you've got like extremely. It's like watching an anime of like Dynasty Warriors. It's like watching, you know, you've got your like your like handful of player characters who are literally stronger than a whole army. Like that's so
like a Sengoku Bashara.
Absolutely, except we've got no horses with handlebars. Just got motorcycles.
just got motorcycles. I feel like I've railed off a few there. Have you got some more to add?
I feel like I had another,
Yeah.
but in all this talk about things that I like, I have completely. I'm just gonna flick through this list because it might flash my memory. I'd hate to have regrets.
As you're flicking through, I also want you to not judge me on this next pick. Don't look at me like that. So, I will watch maybe one episode of Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. As someone who has to review anime and discuss anime on multiple platforms, make sure to check those out there in the description down below. It's only fair that I watch every spectrum of anime that's released.
It's for educational purposes. I'm doing it for work, honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. You know what? I'm beyond judging.
Because you know me long enough.
I've known you long enough, and I'm not gonna shame you for what you like. But I did remember the thing that I wanted to say.
Okay, yeah.
It is called Isekai Yakyoko. And it's basically, I believe that the English name is Otherworld Pharmacist.
Oh, really?
And it's basically a great take on an isekai, which isn't about battles and stuff. It's basically about a doctor. He spent his whole life working to become this amazing doctor and pharmacist, making medicine to cure diseases. And he basically works himself to death. He dies of exhaustion, and then he wakes up and he's in the body of this 10-year-old boy, I guess, or 12-year-old boy, and this 12-year-old boy was in a coma because he got struck by lightning. And basically he's now the owner of this body, and he basically is in this kind of it's not a high, there's magic and stuff, but it's not high fantasy.
Right.
And he's basically uses his real world knowledge of medicine to kind of better that world. But he's basically the other characters refer to him as he's been blessed by the goddess of medicine, because he's got this power to be able to, he can synthesize medical elements and stuff. It's really interesting. I don't think I'm doing well to sell it, but he's also got this he can also use the goddess's eye to kind of see where the source of an illness is coming from. So if they had a sore throat, he would see a glow at the throat, and he'd know that's the sort of place that he would need to. It's very good. I would definitely give it a go. I've really enjoyed reading it, and I'm been wondering when they would adapt it into an anime, to be honest, because I think it's pretty cool.
I think I remember coming across the manga cover or the light novel version of the cover. Now you mention it, because he has 2 female assistants.
Yeah, so nurses. one of his assistants is his handmaid, because he's from the body he's in is from a noble household. So he's a young lord, and he's got a handmaid that he's very close with. And the other the older woman is actually his magic teacher. But obviously after he got struck by lightning and he's come back, and he's obviously this different person now, he's obviously much more skilled at magic than she is because of this blessing that he's got. So he's but yeah, that's the very same.
Cool, that's amazing. Start date is the 10th of July. Yeah, I kind of like the sound of this, to be fair.
Yeah, give it a go. It's very, very good. Like I said, I think that I really enjoy isekai as a idea. But I do agree. I'd be among everyone agreeing that like the it's becoming a bit oversaturated with like classic isekai. So when you get like things like reverse isekai, like you like, or things like this, which are a different take on it, like it's just someone who goes to another world, but they're not actually like the hero. They're like kind of like they're doing something else with a power that they've got. They're not like going out there with sword and shield. They're using their brain. It's like that that other manga I really like, which is the guy who gets isekai'd and he's got no talent as a warrior, but he's just basically goes traveling and he's like is cooking all the time.
Yeah,
and
the cooking one.
And he travels around with like the giant wolf Fenrir and like all these other like familiars that join him up because his food's so delicious and stuff.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I like that one.
So yeah, like stuff like that. I think that we need to see more isekai like that.
Yeah, agreed. There's a place for, as you say, the hero version. You know, Rising of the Shield Hero, for example. But there's also some great tales from these sort of low key sort of isekais, I think. So yeah,
I'm even reading one about a vet.
Oh, I've seen that one floating around.
And then he's basically becoming a vet for like fantasy world creatures.
Fantasy, yeah.
So no, that's all fun. It's good. It's nice takes, different ways of looking at a trope.
Absolutely. One last one I'm going to mention is Bastard, which is coming to Netflix. I'm kind of on the fence for it, just because I know it's like a super old manga, and I think it had an anime series before, but I might just give this a watch just to see what the noise is about, really, because I haven't read the manga or anything. I have no sort of like ideas going into this, but the start date is the 30th of June, and as I say, it'd be coming straight to Netflix, so it might be worth checking out.
Give that trailer a watch after this. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, they did like so good with Castlevania. I'd be willing to give anything that Netflix does animation wise a go. They've got some good faith from me from like Blood of Zeus, Castlevania, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a real mixed bag, because for every sort of, so for example, I'm really enjoying Springen.
Oh, Spriggan, yeah.
Really enjoying it. Really enjoyed it. But it's kind of like for every Springen, there's, you know, a record of Ragnarok, sort of.
Yeah.
So I think they're still testing out bits and pieces, I feel, but I'm interested and excited. I'm more interested in seeing Bastard more than anything.
Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go.
So, this basically, I can't remember if this is something we actually touched on in Oi Yosuke last time we did an episode. Did we talk about Castlevania Season 2 getting teased?
No, I don't think we did.
Well, it's not like huge news. We knew it was happening. But yeah, we got a little snippet,
a little teaser
of the new Belmont we'll be following. And it's nice to know that it's heavy. It's not in the production. So that, they're working on it, and hopefully they'll smash out of the park like they did with the first run. Absolutely,
yeah. I'd be excited to see where they go with it as well. So where the story can continue with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so much going on. There's also the Anime Expo happening in New York. So no doubt we'll have a lot more anime news and things to cover in the upcoming weeks. don't even know if we've mentioned it already, but there's going to be a load of My Hero Academia OVAs dropping as well.
Yeah, there's like a baseball one coming out shortly, isn't there?
There is a baseball one. And of course, there's the Dragon Ball superhero movie coming to the West, the UK, at some point in August.
Looking forward
August
to
12th. So, yeah, loads of bits and pieces. So, it's probably fair to say, make sure to subscribe to the channel, to your favorite podcast platform, because we'll be covering all the news coming from the Anime Expo. We'll also cover, movies when they do release and giving you those reviews.
Let's do it.
I'm hyped.
Yeah.
This is our year, the year of the Undisputed.
Yeah, the year of the Undisputed. Let's see where we are at the end of the year. Climbing that ladder, baby. All the way to the top.
All the way to the top.
Bang, zoom, straight to the
moon. Fantastic. Make sure, again, to drop a comment. If you want us to talk more about JRPGs, let us know. Give us a star rating. Helps us out in a big, bad way. Like the video. And I feel like there was one more thing. Check us out on the socials. Why not? Follow us there.
It's here, and it's there, and he'll put one here and here.
No, I won't. No,
God, one here.
No, I won't.
This is the undisputed. This is the undisputed one right here.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
It's been, it's summer, guys. It's getting pretty hot. Heat waves are rife, especially in the UK. We're very humid over here. Heat, like a 20-degree day feels like a 30-degree day, and a 30-degree day feels like hell on earth. But wherever you are, make sure that you're drinking plenty of water.
Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Yeah. We'll no doubt catch you on the next one, and keep it tight, I guess.
Peace.